Baseball is back, and with the NBA and NHL playoffs around the corner, we have a fantastic offer to keep you in action from the first pitch to the kickoff of the upcoming NFL season. We have you covered with every client release, including any 5% best bets from your favorite WagerTalk or Sports Memo handicapper from the day you sign up to the 2023 Pro Football Hall of Fame game when the Cleveland Browns and the New York Jets kick off at 8 p.m. on Thursday, August 3rd for under $4.50 per day, coming out to just $32 per week. To lock in your favorite WagerTalk or Sports Memo expert through the start of the NFL preseason, it would cost you well over $1,000, but for a limited time, pay only $4.99, coming out to just under $4.51 per day. As an added bonus, your access begins when you sign up, so the earlier you do, the more free days you'll get. This offer will include all sports and any 5% best bets played during this time, so act fast and lock in your favorite WagerTalk or Sports Memo handicapper through the start of the football season for the lowest price possible. This incredible playoffs to preseason kickoff promotion ends at midnight on Monday, April 17th.
Hey guys, welcome in, and a very happy Wednesday to you now as we got a couple of play-in games under our belt. We got a few more here tonight. We're going to break them down for you, and we're going to do it, of course, with our Wednesday crew here on the NBA Tip-Off Shows. We welcome back in. He made it. Big welfare check at moments last night. We were all calling 911 to see if Skee was going to make it today, but sure enough, Lakers ended up pulling it out. Didn't get the cover, though, but they did, in fact, win the game, and that's really what this is all about. So Skee back in the house. Jay Money ready to go here tonight with some winners there. And, of course, our good friend, Mr. Kabang, over at sportsmemo.com, the U-capper in the house. Gentlemen, Skee, that was good. Maybe the smartest thing you said all day was like, dude, I bet the second half and took my ass to bed. Hell no, I ain't going to watch that, man. Well done there, Skee. No point in sweating that out there last night. But what do you got tonight? Anything in these games excite you, up and available over at WagerTalk?
Yeah, I've made, yesterday, the best bet on the show, still alive too, because the Lakers won. I had the Timberwolves to miss the playoffs, like plus 200, so I'm happy for that. As far as what I got going today, I have, I think, probably like 4 plays in action. I'm riding with my guy Jay on a play, and I have a play that I really like quite a bit. So a couple NBA. I've already cashed 2 MLB this morning, so hoping to have a profitable day today.
All right, so we got some plays up and available over at WagerTalk. And Jay Money, what is going on here, my man? I know you have been anxiously awaiting these couple of games here tonight as well. Tell the fine folks what you got going on. How do they check out the show, man? You're crushing it over there, the channel on YouTube.
Yeah, everything's going fine with me. Couldn't be better. Everything, nothing to complain on my end. But yeah, NBA Talk with Jay Money over there on YouTube. We had our guy Skee on there today. We're gonna have Ronald tomorrow as well. So love talking out NBA games with all of the Wager Talk guys.
Any big surprises last night for you, Jay? Were you was it pretty much according to plan for you?
Yeah, I was surprised that the Lakers came out looking so terrible, to be honest, which I did not expect them to get down by. I mean, if you told me before the game they would be down by 15, I would have told you that you're crazy. But they did come back and win the game, and they needed overtime. But there was a little bit surprised. I mean, they looked dead in the water there for a second.
Yeah. No, they did. And, look, Skee was there last night, Jay. I don't know if you saw that. That motherfucker in the house. Look, yeah, he out there shaking hands. He making deals after the game. So he's, they're all good. It's all good. No wonder why Skee went to bed early. I get it, man. I get it. Kabang, talk to us here, my man. What do you got tonight over at sportsmemo.com for us?
Yeah, I only had one play today, which was an MLB play, and it hit this morning. I had the Astros, so 1-0 on the day. I'm not sure if I'm gonna touch on these playing games here today, but I did post some series for the first round, and also a couple plays already for the weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So we'll see. I do like some stuff here. It's just the line has moved a little bit on me, so I don't want to chase on it.
Well, we got a couple of intriguing games coming up, but do want to remind you, if you happen to be new here at WagerTalk, just catching us out for the first time, we've got an opportunity for you to hop on board with these guys right now. 50% off using that code TRYWT. That's your first daily or 3-day all-access pass. 50% off right now. Just use this coupon code TRYWT or Try Memo if you're heading over to hang out with Mr. Kabang and partner up with him too as well over at sportsmemo.com. All right, let's dive into this first game a little bit north of the border here tonight, guys, as Toronto getting ready to take on the Bulls. 6 is what this thing has been creeping up to, and it's also been creeping downward in that total. 212.5, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Tip in this one. Interestingly enough, it appears the home teams have had the most success when these two teams have played one another here. Skee, I think 9-2 over the last 11. The home team would be Toronto here. Are you buying into that trend, or is the total the way you're looking?
Well, Toronto has also been a really good home team over this year, past couple of years, I want to say. But I just don't think they should be this big of a favorite. I'm looking at when they were home favorite down the stretch of the season after All-Star break. They were playing a lot of bottom feeders like Pistons, Wizards, teams that have already given up. So I'm not putting too much stock into those kind of games. I think versus a hungry Bulls team, like if this game was in January, there's no way in hell I'll be looking at the Bulls in any way, shape, or form. They're a dead man walking. But since Pat Bev's been over there, I've seen a spark in the team. Everybody's buying in. Everybody's playing hard. I'm not going to be worried about the last few games of the season just because those games didn't really matter. They were kind of locked into that 10th seed. They did what they had to do to get there. And I think now in this position, they'll do what they have to do to move on. So getting 6 points, I think it's a really good spot in this game. I'll roll with that on the Bulls. And as far as the total, it's already moved like 5 points. It's really tough for me to – like if you got in early, you probably made a good bet. The past 5 meetings have all went under. A lot of them staying under the 210 mark. But closer we get to that 210 mark, I get kind of skeptical and think they can get a little bit more points. So don't really know which side to go with the total. If I'm playing a player prop in this game, I would prefer DeMar DeRozan just because, the history he has with Toronto. He used to play with them for a long time. I'm pretty sure he's the franchise leader in points. And I just think he'll take it kind of personal here. He averages a little bit more than 21.5 points, which is his point prop. And versus the Raptors, he averages a little bit more than 21.5, and that's his point prop for tonight. And on the season, he averages 24.5. So I like the Bulls. I like DeRozan, and I'm not sure about the total.
So, well, it's tough. I can't think of a more inconsistent team than at parts here, Jay, than this Bull squad here. But go figure. They trade for Pat Beverly. And all of a sudden there, right down the stretch, God damn, they're playing some defense here. And Caruso, whether it be Beverly, at times the scoring has gone MIA. So the question is, any feel as to which Bulls team shows up here tonight on the road?
I think the Bulls give it everything they have to come out here with a win. There's a lot of angles that I have in this game. DeMar DeRozan coming back to Toronto. I feel like they really want this game. A lot of people don't really know this, but Nick Nurse will not be coaching for the Toronto Raptors next season. I don't think that Van Fleet will be there as well. So those are two major pieces to the team that are probably looking ahead to see which next team that they're going to go to. I do think they're going to be checked out. If they get down by double digits in this game, I do not expect the Raptors to fight back. I expect them to actually kind of give up. I do believe this is their last game of the season. I'm on Bulls here plus the 6 for a lot of reasons, but I do think they come out here with the win. I see a very motivated Bulls squad in this one. So give me the Bulls here plus the 6.
All right, liking the Bulls, expecting them to get it done. More than capable, Mr. Kabang, that's for sure with this Bulls squad here. Wasn't a great finish, but boy, oh boy, they got the pieces. They got the scoring, they got the defense, and more importantly, a little uncertainty there that Jay's talking about in that Toronto locker room maybe. So what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, the way that I'm looking at it is actually correlated to how Skee and Jay are looking at it on the Bulls side. But I was focusing more so on the Raptors team total just because of how the Bulls defense has been post All-Star break. They're first in the league in defensive rating post All-Star break. They're also one of the slower paced teams in the league post All-Star break as well. And if we look at like specific situations, Bulls as conference road dogs post All-Star break 3-0 to the under, including one of those games was against the Raptors, and in all three of those games, all their opponents went under their team total. Bulls opponents averaged in those three games 104.7, and that includes a double OT game versus the Sixers where they won 109-105. So super low pace. The strong defense post All-Star break. Obviously, Pat Bev is one of the key factors of that, and also Alex Caruso getting healthy as well. Now, on the Raptors side, as conference home favorites post All-Star break, 4-1-1 to the full game under. The Raptors team totals were 5-1 to the under. The one game that they did go over was actually against a shorthanded Bucks team that was pretty much a meaningless game to close out the season. So for a lot of reasons, I look towards the Raptors to go under their 109 team total today. And then from a prop perspective, I was looking at Van Vliet to go under his point props today. It's 17 and a half. The last two times he faced Pat Bev in a meaningful game, he scored 12 and 3, shooting combined 6 for 26 in those two games. So for me, from a prop perspective, I would look towards Van Vliet's under 17 and a half point prop.
Yeah, neither team a great three-point shooting squad, which I think is why when the last four games I'm seeing here have all gone under, I think 202 points the last time, one of the last times these guys have played in the most recent matchup. So we'll see if it gets to that total, but it feels like a lot of leans towards the Bulls in this one here tonight to get it done on the road, which could be the last game for a lot of those guys in a Toronto Raptors uniform here coming up here tonight. The end of an era, and who better to end it than the guy you kicked him in the ass on the way out. Don't let the door hit you in the ass out tomorrow. Thanks so much, Lowry. Appreciate that. So Bulls Raptors will be your first one, and then this is a crazy one too. New Orleans taking on OKC in this one. 5.5 is what we're seeing for a line in here with a 226.5. That is the total. If I hear one more person tell me how Zion might leave the buffet and come to the court, you're out of your mind. He ain't ready. I ain't ready to play. What the hell is that, Skee? I can't even with this guy. I'm so sick and tired of New Orleans and Zion. And hey, the question is, though, do they have enough here to be able to get it done against one of the most profitable teams as a road underdog this year, that being the Oklahoma City Thunder? Skee, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I feel like this would be like a little bit of the contrarian play of the day, right? Just what you just said. Everybody's been getting paid all year on the Thunder in this role. But I like the way the Pelicans been playing lately. They won, I think, 9 of their last 12 games. Ingram has been a man on a mission. They do have Jordan stuff over there, but I still think he'll get his. And they got the experience advantage over OKC. So I like both of those things combined with the Pelicans being at the house. It's really hard for me to look the other way. I made a correlated bet, the one I told you guys yesterday on the best bet segment, Minnesota to miss the playoffs plus 200, with the Pelicans to make the playoffs plus 250. So obviously I think they're going to win this game, and I think they can win it by margin here. Everybody betting the Thunder and the line going up a little bit. I really think I should jump in again on the Pelicans minus 5.5. It's the only way I can look in this game. And I like Valanciunas as far as the player prop under his points, rebounds, and assists. It was 27.5 when I played it. And just looking at the 4 games that he's played the Thunder this season, like usually you think about it, you want to bet on centers against OKC, but he's just too big and too slow to keep up with the small ball and the pace that OKC likes to play. So he usually only plays about 22 minutes. He's averaging less than 20 points, rebounds, and assists in those 4 games. So I think he'll stay under 27.5 tonight. So just in summary, JV under PRA. I do have a prop bet for the Pelicans to win this game and the next one. And I probably might get there with the Pelicans minus 5.5 as well.
So it's an interesting matchup here, Jay. I know the under for both of these teams actually down the stretch. I think the under 7-4 in the last 11 games for the Thunder, 14-5 in the last 19 for the Pelicans. that emphasis on defense played out towards the end of the season here. So what are we going to get here tonight between these two teams?
Yeah, and I would have to side with the better defensive team, in my opinion. That's the home team here, the New Orleans Pelicans. I know that the Thunder have been covering spreads all season, but they're only aside of those last couple of games that didn't really mean anything before that. They were 0-9 against the spread. So I don't want to trust the Thunder here on the road. They don't really have the playoff or play-in experience as well, like the New Orleans Pelicans do. So I think this is the more team that's primed to head over to face up against the Timberwolves, in my opinion. So I'd lean towards the Pelicans. Actually, in the first quarter, -1.5, and I'd lean their way full game as well, minus the 5.5. The Pelicans are only way I could look in this one. They have the size advantage down low, and also looking at a prop here. Lou Dort sitting at 13.5 points. What the hell are we doing here, man? These guys, he might even get in foul trouble guarding up against Brandon Ingram as well. I think 13.5 is way too high. I'd be looking at Pelicans early and often in this one, and also would look at Lou Dort under his 13.5 points, and also couldn't talk you off Thunder team total under as well.
Yep, can't go wrong in that department either here. I mean, it's interesting here, Ronald Kabang, because neither of these two teams are really great three-point shooting teams either. Both sitting outside the top 10 in made threes per game. So what are we going to get? Who do you give the advantage to? And is this number, is it small enough?
Yeah, I think if we look at it from a total perspective, every single playing game last season went under. The first two games this season went under as well. Leaned under in the first game. This one I would look towards the under as well. But like Skee mentioned earlier, the line on the total on these games here have moved quite a bit. So it's kind of late to take the under, in my opinion. But I mean, I would still lean in that direction. But for the most part, I agree with the guys here on the Pelican side. I think the defense is what is going to make a difference. The Thunder, like you guys said, they were covering machines, but that was primarily before the All-Star break, 36-21 against the spread before the All-Star break, but afterwards 11-13-1, and it was mainly due to two things: the books adjusting to them properly, right, the team, but also their offensive efficiency took a slight dip as well. If we look at the Pelican side, 17-6 to the under post All-Star break, and when it was mainly due because of their defense, their strong defense and slow pace, and primarily at home as well. If we dive deeper into their unders post All-Star break, 15-3 to the under when the total was greater than 225. I'm seeing 226.5 right now. So a lot of things pointing towards the under, but things that that would kind of point me towards the Pelican side specifically is just because of the matchup perspective. What the Thunder do offensively, the Pelicans. So if you look at them, are 10th in the league in second chance points, but the Pelicans are 10th best at limiting second chance points. Thunder 6th in fast break points. Pelicans limit 7th best at limiting fast break points. You look at the Thunder 10th in points in the paint. Pelicans are 8th in limiting points in the paint. So they have a counter for everything that the Thunder can do. I can only look towards the Pelican side here.
So, Jay, let me ask you. I asked Skee this yesterday with the Miami game. I'm going to ask you in this game. Which team's got the best player on the court tonight?
Well, I mean, SJ is probably, I'm not going to say he's the best overall player. He's a really good player, but as we saw in the college basketball women's, you can't just beat a team with one player. It's not enough. You need especially in the NBA, you have to do it collectively, the bench and the starters as well. And you have to do it with defense. I don't think the Thunder have nearly enough size down low to stop the Pelicans from getting to the rim in this one. So I'll go with the better overall team and not just the best player. Give me the Pelicans in this one.
Pelicans, it is here, guys. 5.5. Again, that total 226.5. This one's going to take place, of course, soon as we're done there with Toronto and Chicago. So we do also have a pretty good idea about where those teams that won yesterday, where they're going. We know Atlanta going to Boston, and we know, of course, Lakers heading to Memphis as we take a look here at these updated prices here. Grizz, a small series favorite here. Skee, I'm wondering, is that about what you thought with this Lakers-Grizz matchup, or did you think maybe Lakers should have been the series favorite here?
Well, the Grizzlies are the second seed. They got home court advantage, so they got the rest advantage. I think they deserve to be a favorite in the series. Does that mean they're going to win the series? Absolutely not.
No.
So
No.
we can talk about that another day. I'm looking, you know what side I'm looking towards here. And the other game, I talked about majority of these games yesterday, but the Hawks and Celtics, a lot of people I'm talking to or I'm reading, they think it's going to be real easy for the Celtics team. Like it's just going to be a clean 4-0 sweep. And I wouldn't put it past the Hawks to give them a little bit of a challenge here because the Hawks team, Trae Young, he's shown us time and time again what he can do in these kind of moments. And just having that addition of Murray, I think the offense is just too good. Celtics don't like versus Marcus Smart. I still would trust Trae Young to get a basket for him or his team. So I think they can win a couple games. Would I take them to win the series? I'm not going to go that far, but maybe plus, if they have plus 2.5 games or something like that, I think the Hawks make it competitive.
I mean, call me crazy here, Jay, but where the hell's that Hawks team been from last night? I mean, owning the boards, playing some getting it. Where efficient every time Miami hit a shot there in the fourth, they answer. Like, don't tell me Quinn Snyder. Please don't tell me it's Quinn Snyder. But can they bring that effort into this series with Boston, or are we looking at a 4-game sweep here?
Well, they might get a game. I think the Celtics will probably win the first two. Hawks come back home and win game 3, but I think that's about it. I think this series is over 4-1, in my opinion. Celtics are just too well balanced, in my opinion. Now, the Hawks, we know that they have a good roster. They just don't put things together. They don't like to play defense, but Snyder has been getting them to push the pace and shoot a lot more threes. And when they're making the threes, they can be a great team. But I do think the game yesterday was more in the Miami Heat. I mean, the offense just stunk it up, and they couldn't make shots in that one. But the Hawks, showed us their potential. That was probably their best game they played of the season, but they're running into a buzzsaw here versus the Boston Celtics, in my opinion. And a couple more things. The Kings, I'd like to see them put the Warriors out in the first round. I would really like to see that. And then the Lakers, I do think they get done over the Grizzlies, but Grizzlies probably take game 1. So don't bet unless you have if you have a really good feel on game 1, then you can really kind of counter the series with that. I think the Lakers win, but I think they lose the game 1. So I would not be taking them on the pre-series price. I'll wait till they lose game 1, then hop on the Lakers to win the series.
You, Capper, you agree here? Can Atlanta get 1? And is that price all right in that Memphis game? Do you think maybe we're short selling Memphis here? You don't have to pretend like Skee's here. You can just pretend like he ain't even on. He ain't listening anyway. So, but do you agree there with what Jay said about Atlanta first?
Yeah, with Atlanta, I agree. I think the Celtics, they're too, like he said, well balanced, right? There's a lot going on the Celtics side offensively that the Hawks, they just don't match up well against, right? They struggle defensively, and you're gonna ask them to win. I personally took the under 5.5 on the series. It was at minus 170. I think if you look at it, they swept the regular season series, and the Celtics, they're also experienced to the point where they understand that taking care of business in these first rounds is important, right? Because they get the extra rest versus their other opponents. If you look at historically in these first round series, Celtics swept three of the last 4 series, and then the one that they didn't sweep, they went 5 games. So still under the 5.5 series games mark, which is the total for this series at minus 170 that I took. So I would say under 5.5 is the way to go. Maybe they take 1, but I don't think they get 2. And for the other side, though, you mentioned the Grizzlies and the Kings. The Grizzlies and the Kings were 2 teams that I thought of on the second and third spot in the West that would probably be dogs at some point to the lower seeded team. So obviously you see that with the Warriors and the Kings, but on the Grizzlies and Lakers side, it's pretty close. I expected them to be dogs, especially if they make it to the second round. But I'm with these guys here. I think the Lakers end up winning the series. Grizzlies, I don't think they're made to go deep into the playoffs. They're more a regular season team, and they've been like that for the last few years.
Well, all right. Listen, Skee, you'll be glad to know I got the Lakers sweeping them. All right, I'm throwing it out there, dude. I'm just saying, I got them sweeping them. All right, that's it. We got to make some cash on this team, damn it. All right, guys, we got 2 games here tonight, so let's figure out a prop or a best bet around the horn here. See where you guys are landing, or hell, any of these upcoming series. If you got a bet on that too, you can throw it out. 60 seconds on the clock, Skee. Kick us off here, my man. Where are you looking tonight?
Yeah, I had to learn my lesson throughout the regular season to come up with this best bet. Like I mentioned before, all season long, when you see OKC on the schedule, you think, let me go bet on the opposing team center, whatever props they're going to give me, over.
Ooh.
But not so much with Jonas Valanciunas. He just gets ran off the floor. He's too slow. Like the numbers I mentioned earlier, he averages 22.2 minutes in the 4 games that he's played against OKC so far this season. 11.3 points, 7.3 rebounds, 1 assist. That doesn't even add up to 20.3 rebounds and assists. So I feel like giving us 27.5 is a bit of a bargain for tonight. So I'm not going to use the whole shot clock, but Valanciunas under 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
All right, I love it. Get her done. That's what we're talking about, Valanciunas. Get her done. All right, Jay, talk to us here, my man. Give us a play here you like a little more than the rest.
Yeah, my best play, my top play of today is the Bulls plus the 6. I sprinkled on the money line, all that good stuff. I can't talk you off the Bulls to make the playoffs as well at plus 600. I think that price is way too high in my opinion here. I think DeRozan comes in here with the mindset that he has to win this game. Pat Bev, the guys like that. So Bulls, number 1 defensive team post All-Star break. Give me the Bulls here plus the points, so I think are the better team. I think this line should be closer to 3. Bulls for me in this one. Like I say, also for some series price as well. I say Grizzlies take game 1, and then you take the Lakers with the plus price after that. I think the Kings win game 1 as well. And if you guys like to check us out every single day, NBA Talk with Jay Money, most of the time going live Monday through Sunday with free picks every day. Go check us out.
Boom! Love it. Jay secretly taking the Lakers to sweep it too, but that's between him and I. Talk to us here, Mr. Kabang, handicappers, sportsmemo.com. Talk to us here, my man. Where are you looking for a best bet tonight?
Yeah, I think I may have just talked myself into taking this actual play, but the Pelicans minus the 5.5 here. I think a lot of things were pointing in that direction, and also everything that I mentioned as far as the counterpoints, right? Everything that the Thunder can do, the Pelicans can defend it well. So I would look towards them as the best bet for today's show, minus 5.5 on the Pelican side. Just shout out to Skee and Jay, man. I tweeted it out earlier, man. These guys are a couple of guys that I look up to and continue to want to rock with as far as like doing shows and stuff. Like I got doing Jay show tomorrow. I've been hooking up Skee with his show as well. So make sure you guys follow those guys on YouTube. I do shows on YouTube as well. So yeah, everything that we do is all on Twitter. Just follow us. Shout out to Sports Memo for doing a triple double every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I host that show. That's pretty much it, guys.
You guys are killing it on that show as well there, Kabang. Make sure you guys check that out Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And once again, let's recap it here. Ski Profit, Lakers in 4. Wrong one. That we're going to go Valanciunas here. That's where we're looking at. Under is 27.5 PRA tonight. While Jay Money says, give me some Chicago Bulls. Sayonara to Ryan. Man, there's a lot. I hear one more of our friends from Canada tell me how Chicago is going to roll. I mean, how Toronto's going to roll. I'm going to throw up here. Love you there, Carmine. But Chicago plus 6 here, man. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Jay's all over it. So is Mr. Kabang, New Orleans. Laying the 5, and he ain't buying that whole feel-good OKC. Hell no. He going to lay that 5.5. He just talked himself into it, which is great. And I think you both just talked me into it. I'll throw it out there because it's at, I think, plus 350. Bulls money line, New Orleans money line. Cash them both here, guys. Little shits and giggle money line parlay here tonight. Bulls outright, baby, at plus $2. And minus 225 right now for New Orleans to get it done. And, of course, guys, if you head over to WagerTalk.com, you can visit Skee's page right now. He's ready to roll tonight. Best bets here, Major League Baseball as well as NBA. So is Mr. Kabang over at sportsmemo.com. And I'll just tell you once again, if you are new, if you are just joining us here for the very first time, yeah, guys, use this code, TRYWT. That's TRYWT at checkout and get 50% off your first daily or 3-day all-access pass. That works over at WagerTalk. If you're going to partner up with Mr. Kabang, which we highly recommend you do, just use Try Memo. That's Try Memo at checkout. Get it done here, people. There is no reason in these two games not to cash a whole lot of tickets and make it one hell of a profitable play-in kind of night. So there you go, guys. Don't forget, Jay Money. Go over to go to YouTube right now, guys. Check out his channel. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow him on Twitter. Always great stuff there, guys, each and every week. We got a lot of basketball left. It's far from over. You had a lot of tickets here to cash. Look at that. Look at it right there. Look at what I see what you guys. I see what you're doing, Kabang, you sick bastard. You guys, we'll be off tomorrow. We'll be back on Friday, though. Getting you ready, of course, for the weekend. Until then, on behalf of Skee, Mr. Kabang, and of course, Jay Money. It's a pleasure, gentlemen. Guys, best of luck with all your plays here tonight. We'll talk to you again on Friday. Good luck.
Baseball is back, and with the NBA and NHL playoffs around the corner, we have a fantastic offer to keep you in action from the first pitch to the kickoff of the upcoming NFL season. We have you covered with every client release, including any 5% best bets from your favorite WagerTalk or Sports Memo handicapper, from the day you sign up to the 2023 Pro Football Hall of Fame game, when the Cleveland Browns and the New York Jets kick off at 8 p.m. on Thursday, August 3rd, for under $4.50 per day, coming out to just $32 per week. To lock in your favorite WagerTalk or Sports Memo expert through the start of the NFL preseason, it would cost you well over $1,000. Before a limited time, pay only $4.99, coming out to just under $4.51 per day. As an added bonus, your access begins when you sign up, so the earlier you do, the more free days you'll get. This offer will include all sports and any 5% best bets played during this time, so act fast and lock in your favorite WagerTalk or Sports Memo handicapper through the start of the football season for the lowest price possible. This incredible playoffs to preseason kickoff promotion ends at midnight on Monday, April 17th.